Star Wars only, I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
Hello there, Star Wars fans. I am Star Wars Only, and today we're going to talk about some Star Wars Episode 9 news. We have more images for The Rise of Skywalker, the set, exclusive photos from Vanity Fair, and exclusive article from Vanity Fair. They actually had a lot of good information that we get to go over, and a lot of interesting pictures and confirmations that we can see. One of the big things is this new planet, Pasaana, I think is how you say it. And it's a desert planet, and it's exactly like Jakku and Tatooine in terms of being a desert planet, but it is a new planet that we're going to. That's where majority of this seems to be taking place. You have Rey here, and J.J. Abrams in front of her, or Daisy Ridley, and C-3PO, BB-8 together, and then in this scene, or this shot right here, this picture, it's the Knights of Ren. They have confirmed that the Knights of Ren are in Episode 9, which is great. This is a nice thing to see the Knights of Ren in Episode 9. It's something we've been asking for a while. They've been teasing us for a while about them, and we're finally getting to see them. One thing Vanity Fair also confirmed in that Episode 9 teaser trailer shot where Kylo Ren is fighting someone, they confirmed that that's a Knights of Ren guy. So something goes sour between Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, and the Knights of Ren in Episode 9. That'll be interesting to see. Keri Russell is playing this character, Zorii Bliss. Right here you can see the picture of her. She's in Thieves' Quarter on the snow-dusted world Kijimi, I believe is how you say it. That's how I remember how they said it. So this movie seems to be the one to wrap up the entire Skywalker story, the story of the Sith versus the Jedi as well. That's one of the notes that I have here and that I'm looking at, is that it says it's the conclusion to the millennia-long conflict between the Sith and the Jedi, which is interesting because the question would be, after this, is this the ending to the Star Wars story in general? Will there be any movies or stories that take place after Episode 9? Is this just the end to it all? The Star Wars no longer go on after the story? The conflict between the Jedi and the Sith apparently ends here. And after that, what's next? Because my question is, who's going to, bring the peace to the Order, the Republic, or whatever? Who's going to bring peace to the galaxy after the Jedi, if the Jedi do end? Luke was apparently the last Jedi. Is Rey a Jedi now? That's a question that we have to ask. And the Sith aren't even necessarily in the film so far. We were told that Snoke and Kylo Ren aren't Sith. They're completely different. They're just people who use the dark side. But then again, Palpatine is back in Episode 9 as well. So a lot of tying up loose ends, it seems. There's also this really cool picture of Rey and Kylo Ren battling in the middle of a storm with their lightsabers out and going at it. I don't know if they're on top of the Millennium Falcon or if they're on top of the Death Star. Right now it would make more sense to say the Death Star because it seems like that's where they were going. For some reason they needed to get something from the ruins of the Death Star. I like seeing Reign with lightsabers. I remember seeing it in the 2003 miniseries they had, and that was beautifully done. I thought that was a really cool fight scene with Anakin and Asajj Ventress back then with the rain, and that was animated. Imagine doing that in real life. So this movie, as we all know, is something that needs to wrap up the 9-part saga that we have for the Skywalker saga, and it also needs to stand on its own. And I like that J.J. Abrams has said that that's a big challenge here, and he talks a lot about stories that he's having to wrap up with. He's having to do different things with it than we have done in Star Wars in the past. One of the cool things I liked is that he actually went out to shoot on location, but still used a green screen. And the guy who plays Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac, he even asked J.J. Abrams, he said, why are we out here in the desert if you're just going to use a green screen? And J.J.'s reason was, he said, because look, the way the sand interacts with the light and the type of shots you would set up, if you were designing the shot on a computer, you would never even think to do that. There's something about the way the light and the environment and everything plays together. I really like that response. I really like that answer. And I think that's going to help this film in a way. I think shooting on location like that, and of course using green screen in the background, but really making it feel like the actors are there, will bring out some good emotion, will bring out some good scenes. And I hope this movie is everything I'm hoping it to be. I hope this is the one that really makes people say, all right, the sequel trilogy should have been like that the entire way through. If all the movies had been like Episode 9, it would have been a great trilogy. Because I think a lot of people are turned off by Star Wars at this point. This is giving me some confidence in the film. I mean, honestly, I've been optimistic about it in the past. I've said this is going to be the one that's going to be really good, and this for me is confirming it a little more and more by the day. But I know there's still going to be some doubters and people who still aren't on board with Star Wars yet. For Episode 9 at least, and that's okay, that's okay. Last thing I want to talk about is the image of Luke Skywalker here. Now, none of this stuff could actually be in the film. This shot could just be set up for the hell of it, but I'm pretty confident they wouldn't waste money and burn grass in the background like that unless it was for a reason. And Luke looks exactly like he has the entire trilogy. And I wonder if this is going to be a flashback scene with him, because he has his glove on, and I don't think he had that in episode 7 or 8. So this has to be before both of those. So probably another flashback scene, which will be interesting to see. More of his story unravel itself would be nice to have in episode 9, and I think we're going to get that a little more. And I'm excited to see that because I do want more closure to Luke's story, and I want to see where the Jedi go in episode 9. But I guess we'll have to find out this December. Hopefully another trailer comes out. I'm pretty confident we'll get 1 or 2 more this year and probably learn a lot more later this year. But tell me your thoughts. What do you think about all this? Are you excited for episode 9 more now, less? Are you excited for the film at all? Are you going to see it? Tell me your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all next time, and may the Force be with you always.